now that I'm married, I'm gonna stop putting in effort. That's not how it works. You gotta continually add to your relationship, continue to build on your relationship. You just can't be like, well, I got this goal, now I can relax. No, because relationships still build over time and people are changing and evolving. So you also have to constantly build and work on each other. Relationship doesn't stop just because you hit a certain threshold, a certain year, a certain ring, a certain whatever the case may be. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka. What is Nerdy Dating? It's a relationship advice podcast coming from a viewpoint here of a nerd and your friends, family members, somebody who's going through some relationship drama or dating issues and they just need a third person's advice on it. Please send them my way. Please have them throw their questions in the comment section below and I will answer on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Also, you can send me questions to alizakkanerdydating that's at TikTok. And it's also at Instagram. So alizakkanerdydating on TikTok and Instagram. I'm going to send my Gmail, but you really need to send it to the Gmail. Just TikTok and Instagram, and I'll read it on the show. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for support and love. Now let's keep this train going. So we're gonna start off with 4 TikTok reactions on this episode, and then we're gonna do some more Reddit reads. And here is the first TikTok video. This is from, what's the names? The Relationship Podcast? The Relationship Podcast. That's what they are. Okay, good for them. All right. No love, no hate, all love. But the Relationship Podcast, that's the name of their podcast. And it's like the real, not relationship, a real relationship podcast. So REAL, relations, pretty much podcast. Anyway, it goes, do good morning text mean he's cheating? That is the question. Let's see what the response is.
I need help with getting my boyfriend to understand that it's inappropriate for him to be receiving text messages and phone calls from friends first thing in the morning, all day, and in late hours of the night. Okay. I'm cool with him having friends, but I haven't met any of these friends. No, I'm not crazy, but I need some help. We already know. The good morning text, we already know what that's here for, right? Most of us is not good morning texting people if they're not the first thing on our mind. Usually the first thing on your mind is somebody that you're interested in. But if you have friends that are strictly friends that have been there, I feel like, why have I not met your friends? Why have you not met my friends, right?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much, once you are in a relationship and you're in a serious relationship, it's only right and respectable that you introduce your friends, if that's what it is.
Again, we talk all the time on this podcast about building walls around your relationship and protecting it. And if this person is building walls around these friendships with females and keeping you out of it, that, like Asha said, that is a red flag. Mm-hmm. Something is going on.
Yeah, let's go back and
I need help with getting my
do good morning text means he's cheating? So the friends, the girls write in, never met the friends sending good morning texts to your significant other. I don't say he's cheating, but I would be more concerned of the friend. It's up to him to see that his friend sending him good morning texts could be a little something. Like, you getting good morning texts for somebody who's not your significant other all the time would be a little bit like, isn't that odd that she's texting you good morning? Like, does she not know that you're in a relationship? Like, why is she responding to you in the first thing in the morning? Or why is he responding to you first thing in the morning? He wakes up. So I would think that would be a little odd, a little suspicious. It would be a red flag, like he said. Now, if that's something that's in your relationship and you just can't seem to like get around it, well, yes, you're right to be like, hey, I don't want to be a part of this relationship where your friends are pretty much taking priority over our relationship, where your friend, you feel like you got to give more attention to your friends than give to your significant other. If that's a boundary of yours, that's something you need to speak up to and make present to him, saying like, hey, I don't want you to end your friendships or anything of that nature, but it bothers me that you're getting good morning texts from your friends just want to let you know how I'm feeling about this. And he has the opportunity to be like, it is kind of odd. Don't you think it's odd too? Like, I'm not going to respond as much, or just let it sit there where the case would be. Or he's going to go the route of, so it's my friends. That's what they do. And that's the case, right then and there, be like, all right, this is a red flag. I wouldn't call it a deal breaker, but I definitely know where I sit at amongst your friends, pretty much. Like, as your partner, as far as putting the effort to date you and be committed to you, getting good morning text from a friend just seems odd, guy or girl. Like, good morning every time. It's definitely a red flag, like they said. And I get there's friends, you'll have relationships, you'll meet people where they have friends established way before you come in the picture of that relationship. But there has to be boundaries set on what friends can do. Good morning text, for me, for example, good morning text definitely means like I'm reaching out to my significant other, letting them know I'm thinking about them first in the morning. I'm not sending my friends good morning texts. That's just not something I'm doing. And if I had a friend who sent me good morning text, I'll probably be like, this person's hitting on me, or at least try to get at me more than just a friend. And that's what he need to look at it. He need to be like, okay, if she's sending me good morning text, or he's sending me good morning text every morning, they're trying to talk to me more than just a friend. They should get to know me more than that, or show me that they're interested. Now, if you get a text message or like random stuff here and there, like, that's different. But you getting consistent good morning texts, that's where you want to be like, alert, red flag. All right. Next video here. This is from Jay Carringer, and he says 3 red flags he's going to cheat on you. So let's see what his 3 red flags are and see if I agree with him.
3 signs he's going to cheat on you, and this third one is definitely going to piss somebody off because
he has a ring.
It is the cold, hard truth, and you're not ready for it. Number 1, he's cheated before. If he is cheated before, study shows there's a 45% chance he's going to cheat again. So if your man has cheated on someone before in a past relationship, that should raise a huge red flag. Number 2.
Now, okay, red flag, but then again, why did he cheat? Why was there cheating? What was the reason behind it? How old was he? Like, there are things you need to look at. There's more nuances than just that he cheated before. So I wouldn't just look at like, oh, he's a cheater, but he cheated 10 years ago and he had 3 different relationships between then and now. He's going to cheat again. No, I wouldn't look at it like that. Like, what signs is he giving you? What signs of lack of trust, or things he's doing where he doesn't seem like he's present and he's pushing you away and doing other things? Not shifts in mood, but shifts in attention and shifts in, I guess, his presence. Like, if you realize he was doing this all the time and then all of a sudden he doesn't have free time on Tuesdays anymore, when Tuesday night was the time you guys got together, all of a sudden there's no free time. Now I'll be like, okay, what are you doing? Like, where your time is going? It's about time and effort. If he stopped putting in the time, stop putting in the effort, then you know something is up. But you see that effort and time has still been there, and he's been communicative with you and let you know what's going on. What do you have to fear there as far as that? But he's saying, oh, well, they cheated before. There will be a 45% chance statistically. I have no idea where he got his statistics from. I can go pull it up after this chat. But let's see, or after this video. But let's see what else he has to say here.
He does not show you off. He does not show you off on Instagram. He doesn't show you off to his family. He doesn't take you around all his friends. This already is common sense. Men love to show off. They love to peacock. If they're proud of their woman, they're going to show them off. They should show you off, and if they don't, that is a second red flag. And number...
Okay, so show you off. If you're meeting the friends, you're meeting the family's a big one, friends a big one, then you know you're more the good graces. Like, could there be people out there who are just not into social media? People out there who don't want to post on social media. If you look at the social media history, there's somebody who posts all the time on social media, then okay, you're not getting shown on social media. It might be like, okay, you post your friend's graduation. You post your kid's graduation. You can't post date night. You can't post, look at the post social media history. And also, how do you feel about social media? If you don't care about social media, then why would he care about social media? Like, why would he care the fact that he had to post, he had to post you because you don't care? Social media, don't be careful about social media. It's sometimes keeping up with the Joneses is not always reality. So if you can make this facade that you're doing great and that you got this and this and this, showing you off on social media doesn't really mean a lot sometimes. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. Look at the social media history. Look what they post. Look how often they post when you're going to sit there and judge by social media. Now, when it comes to family and friends, yes, you definitely want to be meeting family and friends. Yes, you definitely want to be out and about in public with your partner. Your partner want to keep you out and about in public, and he doesn't want to like meet you, at the local Dairy Queen where everybody else might show up and come through. Then like, okay, what, you don't want to see me out in public? You want to get like local coffee shop? Like every time we meet, we're meeting up at our house, at your house in the evenings and nighttime, and that's not even just cheating. That's just somebody showing investment in a relationship. So that one I don't agree with. Like, he can still cheat and show you off on Instagram and Facebook and like, look, everything's so happy and go lucky, but in the shadows he's doing dirt. So that one I don't agree with. So let's see what the last one is.
3. I don't know if you're ready for this. Number 3, if he watches porn. Some might argue that watching porn is already cheating, but even if you don't consider it cheating, he is still looking at this fantasy girl, and if you're not fulfilling that, because it's not reality anyways, so if you're not fulfilling that for him, he's going to be looking for it from somebody else.
I don't agree with that last one either. I don't agree with that last one. He said that last one makes people mad. Gonna trigger some people. Okay, let's talk about the adult industry, adult filming. We talked about this before on other podcasts. We'll talk about it again on this podcast. The adult industry, one, you have to understand that it's not real. It is fantasy. If that's your boundary to say, hey, I don't want my partner watching adult films, adult content, okay, fine. You keep that boundary. You don't date somebody who's okay with watching adult films, adult content. Now, if you're like, hold up, he watches adult content, he's going to be cheating. No, it's like what he just said, watching somebody in a fantasy that's not real. It's almost saying like watching a Marvel movie or a superhero movie. Yes, that's fantasy, that's not real, but I enjoy watching Superman. I enjoy watching Batman. I watch him, like Batman fly around, like swing around on the Batarang and Superman fly around. I like watching Dragon Ball Z. It's fantasy, but doesn't mean I want to go do that. I understand it's fantasy. When it comes to the adult film industry, it has to be a healthy conversation and understand that, it's not real. And that person knows it's not real, knows it's just pure entertainment. What's the issue behind that? Also, if you date somebody who also watches adult film, adult content to, get off on their own, that's fine. As long as it's not consuming your life and preventing you from living your life and doing things, you're fine with watching adult content. And if you're a person who's like, no, I don't want my partner watching that, that's my boundary, then you date somebody who doesn't watch adult content, who doesn't think adult content is, who thinks the same way you do about adult content. But just because somebody watches adult content doesn't mean they are going to cheat. Go do the statistics out there when it comes to how much money the adult industry makes. And it's not just men who also put into the adult industry, are consumers of the adult industry, are content providers of, not provider, but purchasers of adult industry. So I actually might pull that one too, because if he's saying that's going to be the reason why he cheats, then in that case, everybody out here cheating because everybody at one point watches adult content. All right, like I said, I did go and pull up some articles here. So the first thing you Google is, what's the likelihood of someone cheating again? The first thing you get is a article or a paper from denveruniversity.edu. This is from 2018. And in this study that the person who wrote it, Mrs. Knopp, she wrote it based off of research from 4 psychologists, Rose Markman and Stanley. And out of 1,600 individuals from relationships. She tracked them and examined their behavior. She found that someone is 3 times more likely to cheat if they have cheated in the past. But she doesn't say if it's a past relationship or within that same relationship. And then the second thing she says is a person is 2 or 4 times more likely to be cheated on if they have been cheated on or have suspected cheating in a prior relationship. Then she put in men and women are equally likely to cheat or be cheated on. A person's likelihood of cheating is found not in a single demographic characteristic, but in a complex combination of factors, including cultural values and available partners. So that is what she put in there of... Okay, well, then she continued on. She goes, regardless of whether you are the perpetrator of infidelity or whether your partner was, those experiences are substantially more likely to repeat themselves. Knopp said, however, there are a lot of people who break those patterns. She says, I don't want to suggest that it is someone's fault that someone is cheating on them, but I think it's important to acknowledge that we all play a role in our relationship. For people that find themselves having that experience, it may be worth taking a look at whether they could do something to prevent that from happening again. Now, this is for 2018 when this paper got written, and she pretty much just says that, but she doesn't say was this in the same relationship or prior to it. And then you have, will the partner who cheated once cheats again, from couplesacademy.org, and they talk about it as well. And they said how to tell if a cheater is going to cheat again. They bring that up. And they talk about the study as well. Cheated are once or 3 times likely to cheat on someone else. So, and then it takes to another article, how many times should a wife take back a cheating spouse? And they talk about within the same relationship. They're talking about cheating. So that's, if it's cheating within your relationship, that's a red flag. If that's a deal breaker, that's a deal breaker. Like, for me, cheating is a deal breaker. That's my personal thought on it. But that's what you consider a red flag. You want to bring them back, that's up to you. But to judge somebody on cheating in their previous relationship, and that relationship happened, I'd say, like years ago, and they learned from it, I wouldn't look at that as a red flag. You might look at it like, oh, he cheated 4 relationships prior to mine. Now, if it was the last relationship they just had, and they say, I cheated in that relationship, I would look at that and be like, why? I want to know why and what's the reason behind it. And you can't be upfront and honest. Then everybody be like, all right, you know what? I don't want that mindset on me, because if you cheat on your previous partner, you can cheat on me. I don't need that stress in my life. I'd rather date somebody who hasn't done infidelity or who hasn't committed infidelity. So that I'll look at there. And then the industry of regarding adult content. I found an article from Psychology Today. It was written back in September 25th, 2023. How many people actually watch porn? And this is from McNichols, the PhD Dr. McNichols. She's found another article. She wrote this from in 2013, a highly provocative article in the Huffington Post titled "Porn Sites Get More Visitors Each Month Than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter Combined Shock the World." What she see a decade later, if that's still reigning true. And she also put some more research. I'll put this article in the video as well. Put more research, and she found out that the 3 big porn sites, I'm not going to name them for reasons. I guess you can go search them yourself, but I'm not going to name them. But anyway, she said this, that one of the sites has 700 million unique viewers. Is that a month? Visited, she said, I'm going to read word for word. Exactly how great is the disparity in word? Huge. She names the site. Top ranked adult content site has 700 million more total visitors than Amazon, who has, and more total visits than TikTok, LinkedIn, Netflix, and the Weather Channel, respectively. And Is that within a month or within a day? This is just for 1 month. This is from April 2023. They found out, they said, to explore the answer to this question, the author took advantage of a free tool called offered by SimilarWeb that lists the top websites while offering summarized of website traffic data for the world's top 50 websites. That the data they report is from April 2023. So within that month, it had 700 million more visitors than Amazon, LinkedIn, Netflix, the Weather Channel. That shows you how many people out there watches adult content. And to add to it, she actually put the statistics in here as far as the gap, as far as like the gender gap in it. She said men watch about 79.96% and women watch about 20.4% of just one site's global audience. So that tells you right there, if you think watching adult content is considered cheating, then you're going to be in a rude awakening for especially ladies. If you're like, no, watching adult content is going to be cheating, is considered cheating. You're going to be in a rude awakening for the men you date if 79% of the man population on the planet watches adult content. Think about that. And that's just for one site. That's not for all the sites out there. That's just for one site. Think about that. Think about that. Well, I guess 79% of the people go on that site for the global audience of that audience is, not for the whole world, not the whole world, but I said the statistic wrong. 79% of the global audience that goes to that site is mostly male. And we already said they have 700 million 700 million viewers going to adult sites. That's not even the one that has 79%. That's not the main one that had the 700 million people going to it. That's more than Amazon and the other sites out there. So you gotta think about that. If 700 million people are going to one adult content site, think about that for a moment. Think about that. Let that sink in when you come to like, well, I want my partner watching adult content and watching adult, film because it's not real, and I don't want him looking at other women, or I want her looking at other men. Well, guess what? They're gonna come across at one point and they're gonna watch it. So instead of being like, well, that's a bit no for me, and let them feel bad about watching it, how about you have a conversation with your partner and break it down? He's like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna watch adult content. I'm not gonna be able to turn it, go away from that. It's gonna happen. I don't do it all the time, but if I have time for time, I'll put something on and handle myself. If you're like, I don't want you doing that, I don't want to be about that, then that's your prerogative, that's your boundary. It's best that you end it, but you gotta be mindful. It can't be blind that most likely your partner is going to watch it at one point or another, and either you can be with somebody who's like, well, if you watch it, just don't let me know, or I don't care about it, or you can be like, handle yourself, it's your business, not mine. So just give you a heads up on that. So I do not agree with 2 to 3 things he said. Matter of fact, I don't think I agree with anything he said. Maybe 1. All right, let's keep it rolling though. All right, this next video here, this is from Zane F Official. All right, Zane Foy Official. And his question is here, what does my man expect me to act like a wife when I still don't have a ring? I think she meant, why does my man expect me to act like a wife when I still don't have a ring? All right, let's see what he says.
Why does my man expect me to act like a wife when I still don't have a ring? Because marriage is a celebration, not a promotion. You have to be a wife to become a wife. The same way he needs to be a husband to become a husband. You shouldn't be waiting to give your partner the best version of yourself. And you say, well, why should I invest if he's not willing to commit? Because you love him. What more do you need? Well, how do I know he's not going to leave? How do you know he's not going to die? I'm too busy thinking about all the different ways I'm going to love my woman when she gets home. I don't have time to think about whether or not she'll be here tomorrow.
Wow, that was deep. that was deep. That was deep. That was good. That was good. Yeah. Why wait until you get married to be the best part of yourself? Why hide that until marriage? Are you pretending to be who you are until you get that ring, and then you say, "Oh, I'm gonna flip a switch and now I'm going to get better. I'm going to be better." No, I agree with him. I agree with him with that. Like, be the best part who you are in dating, and don't be afraid to commit. And that person doesn't want to be with you, that's on them. That's not on you. But don't sit there and be like, "Well, I want a ring, but I'm not going to do things that show my partner that I care about him, that shows him that, you know what, I'm here for the long haul. I'm here for, the vision to marriage and having a family and all this stuff, or whatever marriage looks like for you, whatever your goal is." This is what I want for us and our teamwork and our team and relationship to go forward. If you don't put in your best effort and you don't give it to your partner, regardless of the fact that, what the future might hold, if you don't do that, how can you expect to get something, where you're like, "Well, I've been wanting to get married my whole life, and now that I'm married, I'm going to stop putting in effort." That's not how it works. You got to continually add to your relationship, continue to build on your relationship. You just can't be like, "Well, I got this goal, now I can relax." No, because relationships still build over time, and people are changing and evolving. So you also have to constantly build and work on each other. Relationship doesn't stop just because you hit a certain threshold, a certain year, a certain ring, a certain whatever the case may be. It doesn't stop. It still has to grow. So I agree with him on that. That was, if you're watching the video, go back and rewatch that video, because that was good. Rewind and re-listen to what he said, because it's perfect. Like, and on top of that, like the whole, "Well, how do I know he's gonna leave me, or how do I know she's gonna leave me?" He's like, "How do you know they're not gonna die tomorrow?" Like, yeah. And that person leaves you, that's on them. That's not on you. If you're going 110%, giving everything you do, not self-sabotaging your relationship, not causing problems, being somebody's peace, building them up, being, added value to their life and not being destructive to their life, not being selfish about who you are and being selfish, and taking from somebody, taking advantage of somebody. You're not doing that. And you're getting your partner 100%, you're caring for them, you're loving them, being their backbone, helping them out, working together. If you're doing that and they're doing the same for you, and you're getting that same energy back, there you go. There you go. And you want a ring, let your partner know that you want to get married one day. Don't be quiet about that. But don't ask for the rings because you want the ring and because you think you want to get the ring, it'll make the relationship better. That's not how that works. Not how that works at all. So be your best self up front, and don't hold anything back and hide stuff. Be the best person right off the bat. Let that person choose you like you're choosing them. Okay, next video here. This is from How to Beast. Oh, okay. Let's see what we got. And this will be the last one before we get into Reddit reads.
What if a girl has contact with her ex?
Massive red flag.
How come?
I think this happens a lot, and a lot of people will try and justify,
"Well, no, it's different with my girl because XYZ.
But at the end of the day, it shows there's still some emotional connection, even if logistically they're not actually meeting up or hooking up or doing any of that. But the door also stays open. It's almost like I'm testing this new relationship to see if it works out, but if not, I'm gonna alternate back to my old guy. As a man, you have to be okay drawing the line about what's okay and what's not okay with you, and if the girl doesn't accept those things, you have to be okay moving on. Otherwise, there's gonna be no respect.
I don't know about no respect part,
What if a girl has...
I don't know about the no respect part, but definitely contact with their ex and there's no kids involved. Let's say they had a family, like let's say they have a kid. Okay, contact with your ex, that's going to happen. You got to take care of the kid. Hopefully that your ex is going to be there for your kid and not sit there and just be like, "Oh, that's not my problem anymore. I don't have custody of the kid. I'm not watching them." Like, hopefully your ex is not a jerk if there's a kid involved. So if they have a kid, I would expect the ex to be around and be like, "Hey, put the kid up on off days and we take care of the kid and stuff like that." That's different. But let's say they don't have a kid involved and there's nothing else really built there. Like, to me, it would be a red flag. I would say they're still in contact with their ex. Now, let's say the ex was a friend, a lifelong friend. That's different, and hopefully they establish boundaries on what they're looking for prior to the next relationship. But they don't have those boundaries. They're like, you know what? They still mess around with each other. You're in the picture. I would be a little weary. I'd be like, not gonna lie, my guard probably up, be a red flag for me, because if they are not being respectful of our relationship with their friends, like for example, the guy earlier. If his ex was still texting him good morning, that right there, I'll be 100% out. I'm like, I'm done. I can't, y'all not understanding what boundaries are. You're not respecting boundaries of our relationship. I'm out. But if, let's say they're friends, they try to date, it didn't work out. They did 2 months. It just fizzled out. It just didn't work. They wasn't compatible on a romantic level, like as they are friends, as a, friend level. I'm trying to think of the word I'm looking for. Amicable level. Then that's fine. And I'll be, just kind of sitting there and hopefully my partner doesn't choose their, ex and/slash friend over me when it comes to certain stuff. Like, hey, we have a date night. They cancel our date because we want to go hang out with their friends. That right there would be another deal. But that'll be a deal breaker to me. I'm like, okay, it seems like you're not ready to be in a relationship with me. I get that. I'm gonna take my leave. So I will be my flag will be up, but I wouldn't be called a deal breaker. It would only be called a deal breaker when they start choosing their ex/friend over things that I do, or every time we have a fight or something like that, they go right back to that person and like have a conversation and talk to them and don't make decisions unless they consult with their friend who is their ex. That right there would be more of the, flag. But they're just like, no, they hanging out and they're not doing anything. Then I respect my partner, trust my partner. But the moment I see my partner start breaking those boundaries of what like an ex and a friend is, then I'll become more of like, there's something more, y'all. There's something more than just the ex or just the friends. There's more than just being friends here. Matter of fact, I was just watching an episode of Sex and the City, and Carrie brought her past boyfriend to her ex and to meet her current boyfriend, and she ended up leaving that current boyfriend to go back to the ex at one point. Now I don't know all the details of it. There probably some episodes I missed, but that would be something I'd be like, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with the ex. Why I gotta beat the ex? I'm dating you, but yet you're trying to make this friendship happen, which to me always be like, why are you still having around? Like, were you friends before y'all dated? If you was, that's different. But you wasn't, why are you still around? So, yeah, that would be a red flag for me for sure. And I would just like, let my partner, trust my partner. If that comes down to it, trust them and be like, hey, you know what, that's how I feel. I trust you. But just let you know how I feel about this. I don't want you changing anything you do, but I'm just giving a heads up on where my feelings lie regarding you and your ex being friends, but I trust you. And at the end of the day, the only thing is you trust your partner. If you don't trust your partner enough, then it's okay for you to leave. Like, I'm out. But red flag, but not a deal breaker for sure. All right, Reddit time. Got some Reddit reads here. In this first one, we're going to go ahead and kick it off. Advice on how to let guys know I don't like to text all day while dating. Okay, so I am a 31 female, and I have been dating a lot more this year and have found out there are some men that love to text every day throughout the day. They'll be short, almost no substance types of text. I understand if it works for some people, but I don't like it myself. It stresses me out to be having conversations throughout the day when I'm working or want to relax, especially because there's no substance to them. When men ask me for my number, I'll let them know that I'm not a huge texter and that I prefer in-person conversation more. Okay, good job there. Especially during the first couple of dates. Okay, yeah, cool. But there's still some texting more than I would like. You talking about zero texting? I then take my time responding since I'm already upfront with them. Okay, but it still stresses me out seeing them text me so often and respond so quickly. I'm always thinking, oh shoot, I need to respond to them. Anyone out there have any tips or advice on what to do? I am not sure whether to just stop investing in these types of men since our communication styles are so incompatible. For reference, when I was in a committed relationship. We text each other good morning, good night, and text sporadically throughout the day about exciting or funny things that happen to us, and then we'll either call or be together at night. Well, you're part of the dating. This is dating. You're part of the dating world. Now, I understand you're 31 years old. You want to be on your phone all day. I get that. You have work. You have things going on. So in that case, let the guys know that, one, I'm at work. I don't text while I'm at work. My phone's not on me. I don't text. I'm out doing something. Let them know that, hey, I'm be out doing something. I'm not, I won't be available to pick up, so I don't respond back. This is why. You can completely say to a guy, so if he sends you a text message, he's not looking for a response. He just maybe thought of something and he's going to send it to you. Now, if he's looking to, set up a date or set up something, then you might want to respond back to him. Don't leave him on red. But if he knows you're at work and he knows you don't talk on your phone while you're at work, then don't even, respond back to the phone there. Just let the phone sit, wherever the case would be, and respond to that when you're ready. Remember, texting is two-way communication. You don't have to respond to somebody right away when they text you. You can let that sit there. There's a text, when somebody texts you, unless they're looking for like a set of a date and time they need it by right now, most time texts can wait. If they want to really speak to you, they will call you and hear you out. So let them know that you only talk really via phone. You don't really talk via text. Set that boundary right there, and let them know if they want to, set up something. A text is fine, but I won't respond back to them as quickly as possible. And just let them know. Let them know what you're doing, and that's fine. So I don't think it's communication style, because you're gonna meet more people, especially as you get older. Younger people are going to be more willing and more likely to text all the time. To really get somebody who don't want to be on their phone, you might have to find somebody who's probably in their 40s or 50s who, for them, texting wasn't a big deal growing up. Texting wasn't that huge of a deal. Right now, you get meet somebody in their 30s and younger, texting is going to be something that they're used to. They was texting in high school, texting in middle school, texting younger, so they're going to be used to texting, most likely communicate via text. Whether it's a GIF, whether it's a meme, something, they're going to be more willing to text. So don't look at text as such a I gotta respond back right away. A text to simmer, unless they're saying date, time, and when, a text can simmer. So unless there's a question like set up something, then you can respond back. But other than that, let somebody know what you're doing, so that way they don't blow your phone up, for one, and two, let them know like, hey, you respond back when you get them. A text is not a dire thing, unless, like I said, date, time, or question to set up something. But other than that, if it's just say, how you doing, that can wait. That can wait till later. Because you already told them, I'm at work right now. I'm busy. I'll respond back to you when I'm free. And then if you want to talk, y'all can talk on the phone. So that's my advice to you. You don't have to, and you don't have to, the men, doesn't matter what the men are. Anybody could be a super texter. Doesn't really matter. All right, next question. Would it be weird? So I got rear-ended by a really cute girl. We exchanged insurance, and since neither of us really knew what else to do, we took pictures of each other's ID. I didn't think the time to get her number was on the side of a highway after she had just hit me. Obviously not a fun time. He said that since it's weird. But I kept the interaction respectful and kind. Would it be weird if I used a pic of her ID to find her on socials and shoot my shot? Yeah, it's gonna be weird. One, yeah, I exchanged phone numbers. You didn't know she doesn't. Besides seeing you as the guy that she hit, she's not going to be really like knowing who this is. So it's going to be weird. And when you do, if you decide to go this route, because this is two ways it's going to work. There's going to be the, oh my gosh, it was so sweet. I rear-ended him. I'm not sure why he liked me, but he liked me anyway. We got together. We've been dating forever and never got married. Like, that's going to be one route. The other route is going to be this creep reached out to me. I don't like him. Boo this man kind of thing. Shame. So you're going to have two routes this can go. Those are the two. Either it's going to be the, happily ever after romance lifetime event, or it's going to be shame, Game of Thrones off with his head kind of event. So two routes. It's going to be weird if you decide to go route one. Like if you decide to go through this, actually, it's going to be weird either way. But when you do reach out reach out, be like, hey, I know this is weird, but I just couldn't, stop thinking about the fact that you were in me, and I would love to, I think it'd be cool to make it up to me by letting me take you on a date, take you for your time, like open up with something cheesy like that. Heck, it might work, and you might get a date out of it, might get a number, but that's how I open up. But you have to acknowledge it. Like people do meet each other this way. You're not the only person who meet people in accidents, so you do have an opportunity to set up something that could be a forever after story and lifetime event story. But you just gotta be honest when you decide to shoot your shot, and you go this route and do it. It's gonna be weird, but acknowledge the weirdness, and then say like something along the lines of, "Hey, you know what? You hit me. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I would feel appreciative if you will allow me to take you on a date. Or how about you make it up to me for hitting me that I can take you on a date?" Like something along those lines where you're saying, "I'm gonna take you out and do something, make it up to me," kind of situation. I think it'd be fun, sweet, cute. And if she's into it, she's into it. If she's not, it'd be shame, boo this man. But if she's into it, heck, that could be the start of the wedding opener in the wedding speech. I couldn't believe the day I met him story. So, yes, it's going to be weird, but shoot your shot. Shooters got to shoot. All right, next question. My only disadvantage in dating is height, and I'm kind of disappointed about it. Question. For context, I'm a 25-year-old man with a supposedly great personality, great body, doing pretty well financially, and called handsome by most women, practically all my female friends. Okay, calm down there, guy. The only downside is that I'm 5'6", but it seems like a big downside, so big, in fact, that every other aspect of me doesn't matter because of it. I have never had a girlfriend, and I only get rejected when I shoot my shot, and those that reject me won't tell me why they reject me. I assume it's my height. Also, being confident doesn't really make a difference. My questions are: 1, is really being short a big deal in the dating world? He meant big deal in the dating world. So that answers his first question. On a dating app, it's going to seem like it is a big deal. It's on dating apps, you're going to see girls who I don't want to talk to anybody who's below 6 foot. You hear a lot of women, especially younger women, say you got to be 6 feet or higher, 6 foot or higher, 6 feet or higher. The girl is 5'2", and she's about 6 feet or higher. So you will hear that a lot, and it's going to seem like majority of women out there in the world are just that. Superficial when it comes to height. But you're 5'6". I know guys who are 5'5", 5'4", who still get women. So it's not a height thing. Number 2, is there anything more I can do to improve my chances with women? Shooters gotta shoot. You gotta take more shots. That's one thing. Take more shots. Now you're 5'6". The average woman in America is 5'5". So therefore, you are 1 inch taller than the average woman in America. To add to that, you meet a girl who's 5'1", 5'2", 5'3", you're gonna be taller than her. She wants somebody taller. You're gonna be taller than her. So therefore, you're already in the winning there. So if height is a big deal, you might date somebody who's your height or shorter. That's fine. And then there are also women who love tall women who love short men. That's another thing. So keep your options open. Don't be so negative on yourself regarding this. And anything you can do to improve yourself, stay confident. Stay doing what you're doing. You're saying you're good looking. Say your girlfriend calls you cute, or your lady friends call you handsome, and you have a great body. You say all these things, which at the end of the day don't really matter, because there's girls who date a guy with a dad bod. There's a girl who date a guy who's out of shape. So great body doesn't matter. You say you're doing well financially. So let's look at it. So you have a fun personality. You have a good personality, which you say you do. So let's take that as your value. Okay, so you're fun to be around. People want to be around you. People want to have a good time with you. You're not condescending. You're not being egotistical. You're like somebody who people want to enjoy. You also say that you're pretty well financially. So that means you're financially stable. Okay, cool. So you got that thing going for you. It's something that women want to look for, stability. And you say you have a personality, so you're fun to be around. Let's go off those 2 things right there. But you said one thing on it that sticks out to me, that you're 25 years old. You are still considered a young buck. Most women don't date down in age. you're going to be dating women who are 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's where your dating pool is going to be at. And most of those women are looking to date somebody 25 your age, might be looking to date somebody that's older. So, and the women who are 23, 24 might even be looking to date guys older than 25. So you have to keep that in mind right now, that you're in that spot where you're not quite yet there where older women be comfortable enough dating you, and you're in the spot where younger women be like, I'm looking above your age because you don't think you're mature enough. That's the one thing I would say will be your downfall, and age will actually improve that. 3, am I just unlucky? No, you're not unlucky. Keep shooting your shot. It's dating to meet the person that best matches you is a numbers game. And especially if you're not just looking to hook up, because if you're looking to hook up, you probably wouldn't have a problem. But if you're not looking to hook up, you're looking for an actual partner, you're going to have to, just keep talking to ladies, and there'll be somebody who'll be interested to date you. But one thing I would say though, and this is from also my experiences, but 25, if you're using dating apps like that, it was legit like hard to meet girls on 25 who wasn't in college, who wasn't, just getting out of school, who had time to go do things. When I turned 27, 28, that's when I know my dating pool opened up so much. Like when I turned 29 and 30, it really opened up. So stay with it. Keep building yourself. Keep being, keep building yourself. Keep doing well financially. Like keep creating that stability. If you live in your own place, you're not living at mom and dad's place, keep your own place, keep your own car, keep working on yourself. You'll meet that girl. She'll come along. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop trying to talk to women. And women who don't talk to you and it's like, I don't have anything for you, to say, all right, that's their loss. Like there's another girl around the corner that I get to meet and get to know. It's not the end of the world that this one girl right here doesn't find you attractive, and she's not the end all be all. All right, next question. Ghosted after 4 months of dating. So exhausting. We met on a dating app and I thought he was special. After 4 months of seeing each other, he planned to go to Cancun, and I took the opportunity to ask him to give it a thought about us being exclusive during his trip. Ooh, not exclusive during the trip. After that day, he went very silent. Yes, he's having fun down in Cancun. He used to text me every day. Not sure if he is back or not. I haven't received any text from him. But I don't want to text him either since he was very cold in our last interaction. I refrained myself from texting him and found out if he is just ignoring me or if he is still on his trip. Even if he was still in Cancun, he could have found other ways to communicate with me. It has been almost a month since we saw each other. Is it so mean of him not to say anything at all and just disappear like that? Yes, that is mean. To answer your first question, that is mean of him to do that. I just want to ask, if you were seeing someone for 4 months, do you think it's valid to ghost them without a word since you weren't officially dating? You weren't officially dating, and y'all wasn't exclusive, which means y'all still single, which means he still has options open, which means he's down in Cancun doing things that you just don't want to know what he's doing. He's making out with women, having a good time. So, and maybe he's not. I just threw that out there. But let's look at this. Yes, it's mean that he goes to you. Yes, you have every right to talk to somebody for 4 months and there's just a completely ghosting. It's okay for you to reach out and say, hey, I want some closure on this. What happened? And hear what he says. You're not going to like the answer he says. He might come back like, oh, I forgot. Or he says, I'm sorry, or what the case would be. To be honest, I wouldn't take him back if he came back and said, I just got busy. I forgot, or whatever the case would be. Or he's up front and say, I don't actually see a relationship with you. I like having fun. I like hooking up. I like hanging out, but I don't see the relationship. I don't see us being exclusive. And there's your answer. Right now, if you reach out to him and get that answer, or he's not saying anything to you and ghosting you, you know your answer right here. And at one point, there will be a day where he'll try to slide back in and say, hey, how you doing, Casper? You do not have to respond back to him, or you can be like, you know what? I am doing curious. I want some answers. You can do that too and say, I want closure. But he's already telling you right now, here, giving your answer that you got. he didn't see this going more than what it was. As a matter of fact, he was probably just riding along. The moment you ask me serious, the moment you ask for commitment, which you say you're exclusive, means you're not a boyfriend girlfriend, but you're pretty much dang well near boyfriend girlfriend. You can't hook up with anybody else. You're just dating each other and not hooking up with anybody. He's like, no, I'm gonna still hook up with other people. I'm going to Cancun. I'm on vacation. I'm gonna kick it down here and make out with any girl I see. And you asking to be exclusive was like, that takes away for him to enjoy his time down there. So yeah, he stayed in Cancun and decided to make out with women he meet, random women, and not, be tied down to a relationship. This is your answer right there. But yeah, it is mean for him not to say, no, I don't see this going more than just being, a hookup buddy or friends with benefits or just, somebody we're dating. I don't see this going more than that. He didn't do that. He wasn't, I don't say man enough, but he wasn't human enough to do that. That's messed up. It is mean, but at the same time, like, you got your answer and you can reach out to him and ask, like, hey, I'm just curious what happened. Why'd you ghost me? I want more closure, but you already got your closure. It sucks, but you got it. All right, next question. Why would my boyfriend just quit having sex with me all of a sudden if it's not cheating? Our sex life was never wild and crazy to begin with. Actually quite boring considering we rarely had it to begin with. Well, that's sad. Think maybe 15 to 20 times at best in the span of 3.5 years. That's sad too. Sorry guys. I recently really started to question his sexuality because of other things I've seen on his phone and numerous other things that could be coincidence. Yet I'm not just sure. Of course swears this, she left the word out. Of course he swears this is not the case. He just blames it on the fact that has had a lot of sex in the past and growing up and now thinks it needs to be for the right reasons. Come again. He is 39 years old with me 38 and I'm crazy for thinking this is complete BS. Yet he does live with me and barely has a social life whatsoever. So I'm just not sure how or when he would cheat. Please help. And I think she says somewhere down here, I'm trying to think what the verse. Oh yeah, he is definitely. Somebody asked if he's depressed, and then he adds more to it. He is definitely depressed. He says that losing attraction is not the case, but I just don't see how this could be true. So he says depressed. Okay, so he's not a sexual person as he is. He said 15 to 20 times in the last within 3.5 year relationship. 15 to 20 times within 3.5 means you get within 3 years, within 3 trips around the sun, within 365 days. Y'all only had intercourse 20 times? That's heck, that's even like, I'm gonna say that's once a month, but then 3 years, that's ain't once a month. It's like once every 2 months. Yeah, that's wild behavior. But it depends on what you guys emphasize. Like, you guys don't have your boundary on, if sexual intercourse is not a big deal on your relationship, bubble or priorities, then it does fall down there. Now, I wouldn't judge somebody's sexuality and saying, oh, he's definitely must be, gay or not into women because he's not trying to hook up with me. But you guys say from the beginning, y'all never really hooked up. Now, his thing about, I don't like his answer of, I had a lot of sex in the past and I want to have sex for the right reasons. I don't know what that means and what are the right reasons. Maybe he wants to have sex on special occasions. Maybe he wants sex to be something, grandiose. I don't know. You had to ask him what his reasons are. What are the right reasons? What do you think are the right reasons? It's okay to ask your partner that. Y'all been dating for 3.5 years. If you can't ask them, what do you think is the right reason to have sex? And go for it. And then also, you be honest too. Say, hey, I want to feel sexy. I like to have sex. I want to, want to have sex. It's okay for you to be upfront with your partner and ask those things to him. Like, ask him that. Now, you did say he's depressed. That will play effect on sexual interaction, sexual attractiveness, and sexual mood. Like, if he's not feeling himself, if he's not feeling confident in himself, he's not gonna be willing to have sex. It's a more chemical thing, and it'll be other blockades in there. Self-performance, whatever the case may be, they go downhill. So in that case, I think it's good to talk to a family doctor, maybe talk to a couples therapist, have them sit down and y'all can work it out and see if he can get out of, beat depression. But yeah, that would definitely play a part into it. But the question that I want for the right reasons, that's not a good statement. And I think the best thing y'all can do is go to couples therapy, talk it out, work on it, and then slowly unravel what could be the thing that stops you guys from being sexually attracted to each other. Also, another thing you guys can do is go back on dates, start dating each other again, and get out. You say he's not. You say he's always in the house. He's barely has a social life whatsoever. So when you have time to cheat, when you can cheat on the phone, like get on Tinder or whatever the case may be, and swipe right on people and stuff like that. But you say he barely gets out, barely has social interaction. How about you guys get out, start doing things, start dating, stuff like that. Go do things that might give you guys that sexual drive, the flow again. But also couples therapy would be another one y'all can do. All right, last question, then we'll call it a night. I found my boyfriend, male 27, on Tinder. I'm female 26. I've been with my boyfriend for almost 4 years and got an email saying my Tinder account was going to be deleted. We met on Tinder and I wanted to take a screenshot of our initial conversation to look back on and laugh about before my account was deleted. Okay, cool. I logged on to see that my boyfriend had a new picture on his profile that I had taken of him just 3 months ago. I immediately asked him about it, and he at first played dumb and confused. Okay, I don't like the playing dumb and confused part. I confronted him on it, and eventually he ended up admitting he goes on to check out what's going on and uses the app like porn. I made him show me his account, and he hasn't matched with anyone since we started dating on my account. Until we started dating, and my account is actually the last one he responded to. Turns out he goes on to look at girls only to swipe left on them and to reread old flirty conversation. I'm fine with him watching porn, but this seems oddly personal and like a weird ego trip. I feel really grossed out and overall confused. Would this be called cheating? I don't have any, like right now you look there, you don't have any evidence of him cheating. You don't have any evidence of him, saying anything as far as, talking to other women that you can see. So let's take him at his word on that, because people in the comments actually was like, he can delete messages, which he can. And he can delete matches, which he can. But if he doesn't think he's going to get caught, and he's like, what do you mean I have a Tinder? If he pulled that crap, it means I don't think he was thinking that far ahead to delete his messages. Now, I would say this. The fact that he played dumb the first time, when you brought it up to him, and he didn't go like, oh, you're right, I do have a Tinder. The fact that he played dumb the first time would be a big, big, big red flag. I wouldn't consider it cheating, but I almost consider it a lack of trust, because he's gone this and that he knew he was doing something wrong. He knew get on Tinder and not being up front with his partner saying I use Tinder for like adult content, which to me, if you're going to do that, get on OnlyFans. If you're going to do that, just go watch go to the adult content sites. Go take care of that. You don't mind that, but yeah, he wants to get on Tinder and go behind his back. He's being sneaky. That's a lack of trust, and that's something I will be like, I couldn't move forward, to be honest. This would be a deal breaker for me. I'm like, if you go to get on Tinder and then you say get on there and look at girls and stuff like that locally, what's stopping me from matching with one of these girls, or bumping into one of these girls, or following her on Instagram, whatever the case may be? So I would almost be like very weary of that and be like, this is a no for me. I'm out. I'm done. I'm gonna consider it cheating, but I could definitely consider a break of a barrier and break of our relationship, and almost like, nah, you got on Tinder and you're being sneakative about it, and being secretive about it, and that right there bothers me. If you're just upfront and honest, like, hey, babe, I got Tinder. I get on there to swipe left on women and reread old conversations. Okay, that's odd, but all right, thank you for being honest with me. But you're like, he's getting on there to match, and he changed his profile pic. That's another thing. If he didn't just get on there to just, look at old content and look at, flirty messages, swipe left, why would he change his profile pic? He's up to something, and you caught him before it went too far. I wouldn't be comfortable in this relationship because my lack of trust would be there. I would feel like I can't trust you and I'm out. So that's my advice. I wouldn't call it cheating, but I definitely call it a deal breaker, because to me, he's building a platform to try to cheat. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of Nerdy Dating. If you like some of the comments, like some of the things on here, comment on it. Please put in the comment section below. Also, what are your thoughts on some of the scenarios we had and talked about in this episode? Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching Nerdy Dating. You can always send me a question at alizakkanerdydating on Instagram and TikTok. Please like, please share, and please subscribe to the podcast. I love you guys so much, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me a dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching this show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.